Howdy, howdy, listeners. This is your host, Random Nerd, on the Critical Thinking Nerd podcast. This episode is unfiltered and crass. I'm only making this episode as I never followed this story before and only saw another headline that caught my interest enough to read the story. When I first saw the headlines, I thought another celebrity pissed on the alphabet community and was forced into an apology. Unfortunately, Snoop Dogg became the latest celebrity victim to cave to the alphabet mob of hateful rhetoric. This episode isn't on the neurological or developmental science-backed research. This episode is on a deeper philosophical level of what is age appropriate. Let's dive in. Snoop Dogg's reaction to a same-sex couple in Pixar's Lightyear. His comments on the It's Giving podcast sparked a firestorm. Some call it homophobia. Others say he's just a grandparent caught off guard. But at the heart of it is a deeper question. What does age appropriate mean for kids' media? And how do we balance protecting their innocence while cultivating their curiosity? In late August 2025, Snoop Dogg, the rap legend, and grandpa to 7, goes on the It's Giving podcast and shares the story. He took his 6-year-old grandson to see Lightyear, the 2022 Toy Story spinoff. In the film, there's a brief scene, less than a minute, where Alicia kisses her wife, Kiko, and they're shown raising a child together. Snoop's grandson turns to him and asks, "Papa Snoop, how did she have a baby with a woman? She's a woman." Snoop admits he was stumped, saying, quote, "I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the movie," unquote. He adds, quote, "I'm scared to go to the movies now. These are kids. They're going to ask questions. I don't have the answer," unquote. This blew up online. Some called Snoop homophobic, pointing to his discomfort with alphabet representation in kids' film. Users on X defended him, saying he's just a grandparent trying to navigate tough questions from a kid. The backlash even led to calls to cancel his performance at the Australian Football League Grand Final. But Snoop reportedly apologized on Instagram saying, quote, "I was just caught off guard and had no answer for my grandsons. Teach me how to learn. I'm not perfect," unquote. Though his team later called that apology fake, which muddles the water. We're human, after all. What's clear is the moment tapped into a bigger debate. What should kids see in media? And when? Let's explore what quote-unquote age-appropriate means and why it's so divisive. When we talk about age-appropriate, we're often talking about preserving what many call childhood innocence. But what is that? Philosophically, it's like a state of wonder, a time when kids see the world through a lens of curiosity, unburdened by adult complexities like romance, identity, or moral gray areas. Thinkers like Rasasu argued kids are naturally good and we should protect them from society's messier ideas until they're ready to reason through them. But quote-unquote ready is the tricky part. Snoop's grandson at 6 is in a stage where he thinks in simple categories: men, women, families. A same-sex couple raising a child might not fit his mental map yet, not because it's wrong, but because it's a new concept he hasn't encountered. Snoop's reaction, quote, "I don't have the answer," unquote, reflects a fear of disrupting that simplicity too soon. On the flip side, Philosophers like John Locke saw kids as blank slates, ready to learn about the world early if guided well. Notice, if guided well. So, should we shield kids from ideas like same-sex relationships to preserve innocence, or introduce them early to foster openness? The Lightyear scene is a perfect example. It's brief, a kiss, a family, a moment, but it prompted questions Snoop wasn't prepared for. Critics like trans star T.S. Madison argued on TMZ Live that parents should use these moments to teach kids about diverse families, saying, quote, "It's time for uncomfortable conversations," unquote. But others, like ex-user TradFamily22, argue kids shouldn't face these topics until they're older, to keep their worldview simple and secure. Who decides what's too much, too soon? This debate isn't just about Snoop. It's about what we expect from kids' media. Lightyear, same-sex kiss, was controversial, even before Snoop spoke up. It was cut from the film initially, then restored after backlash from Pixar employees over Disney's response to Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. The scene led to bans in countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Meanwhile, a 2024 GLAAD report noted a 62% drop in queer representation in kids' films. So it's not like this stuff is quote-unquote everywhere, as Snoop suggested. Here's where it gets messy. Media for kids often carries adult agendas. Go figure. Some parents want films to reflect their values, whether that's traditional family structures or diverse identities. Others just want a fun movie without big questions. Don't we all in kids' movies? Snoop's frustration, quote, "I just came to watch the damn movie," unquote, captures that feeling of being ambushed by a teaching moment you didn't sign up for. But is it the media's job to spark these talks, or parents' job to handle them? And how do we balance exposing kids to the real world, like diverse families, while letting them stay kids? So, how do we move forward? Let's think critically. Preserving innocence doesn't mean hiding the world from kids. It means giving them tools to understand it at their pace. A 6-year-old might not need a full lesson on family structures, but a simple answer like, quote, "Some families have 2 moms and they love each other," unquote, can satisfy curiosity without overwhelming them. The goal is to cultivate their ability to ask questions and think for themselves, not shut down the conversation like Snoop did. Just watch the movie. At the same time, parents have a right to set boundaries based on their values. If Snoop felt that scene was too much for his grandson, that's his call. But it's worth asking why it felt so jarring. Is it the topic itself, or the fear of not knowing how to explain it? Social media X posts, Open Mind Parent suggests teaching kids about diversity early builds empathy. Others, like Mom of 3, argue for delaying complex topics to protect a kid's sense of security. Both sides have a point, but the answer lies in dialogue. Parents talking to kids and society talking about what's age appropriate really means. In today's age of open relationships and even provocative and even perverse family-catered events, the question remains, what is age appropriate? Or, to ask you directly, What does age appropriate mean to you? If you're a parent, how do you decide what's okay for your kids to see? If you're not a parent, what values as a kid shaped your understanding of how you view current society? Are we protecting kids' innocence or just avoiding tough conversations? And last, how do we help kids grow into critical thinkers while letting them be kids? In addition, drop your thoughts on X with the hashtag #WhatIsAgeAppropriate. And let's keep this going. Let's hear your thoughts. This is Random Nerd. If you found this episode meaningful, please continue to listen to my next episode as I dive deeper and research further to share my knowledge with you. Thank you.